Once upon a time, in a cottage next to the woods in a kingdom, there lived a father and a daughter. And one day, the king's guards came for the father, and they're like, okay, we're going to take you and we're going to come kill you. We're going to kill you. And they're like, oh, no, you can't do that. And since this man was a terrible father, he's like, how about you take my daughter instead? Oh, why would we want your daughter? Because she can spin straw into gold. Oh, really? Damn. Yeah, we're gonna take her over you. She's a lot more interesting. And so the guards decided to take the daughter instead. And so they locked the daughter in a room with a big pile of straw and a spindle. And they're like, okay, we're going to give you the day, and you need to make all this pile of straw into gold. Okay? Sound fair? Also, if you don't do that, we're going to kill you and your father. No! And then they lock the door. And so the girls just started crying in the corner, and she's like, because she didn't know how to turn straw into gold. No, that's magic. And so in this room, there was a tiny little mouse hole. And through that mouse hole came a little man. How he fit through the hole, I don't know. He was like 4 or 5, actually. But like, he fit through the mouse hole. Anyway, he saw the girl crying and was like, oh my god, bestie, why are you crying? That's not a good thing. And so the girl was like, whoa. There's this massive pile of straw here, as you can see, and I am supposed to turn this straw into gold overnight. Otherwise, I'm gonna die. Ooh, that doesn't sound too difficult, actually. You can't do that? Well, I could for you, if you really needed me to. You would? Yeah, I just need some payment. How about my expensive ring? Let me examine first. Yeah, we're gonna take that. Okay, so you want me to just turn all the straw into gold? Okay. And so the little man turned all the straw into gold. And the girl fell asleep. And in the morning, the king showed up at the door. He was very skeptical that the girl could actually turn the straw into gold, but he was willing to give it a try. And so he opened the door, and he was struck with dumbfoundedness. Like with a baseball bat. He got struck in the head with dumbfoundedness. Because there was actually a massive pile of gold right there where the straw should have been, and the girl was just kind of sleeping on it. It's like, what? You did that? Yeah, I did this. I don't believe it. Well, we're going to make you do this other thing. I don't believe it. We're going to put you in the room with 3 times as much straw and see if you can turn it into gold then. And so they cleaned out the room, and they put 3 times as much straw in it as there had been originally. And the girl started to cry again because she didn't know how to turn straw into gold. She just kind of cried in the corner. And through the little mouse hole, out came the little man. And the little man came up to her and was like, bestie, why are you crying? Do you see this amount of straw? I'm supposed to turn this into gold, and I can't do that. Well, if you give me something, I can turn it. You would? I could give you, my VHS player. yeah, that sounds like a good deal. I like VHS players. I have a lot of tapes I need to watch. I would love to do that. That's an awesome trade. Can we do that, please, 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 please? Okay, yeah, fine. Yeah. And so, in exchange for the VHS player, the little man turns 3 times as much straw into gold in the same amount of time. And the girl just kind of watched there in awe, like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my god, he's turning straw into gold. This is like magic. It is magic. Wait, hold on. Anyway, so the next morning, the king showed up again, and it's like, okay, no way. And he opened the door, and there was more gold. In place of the gold, in place of the straw, there was gold. And it's like, excuse me, what? You did that? Yeah, I did that. And so, he's like, okay, we're gonna make one more deal with you. If you can turn 50 times as much straw than I gave you on the first day into gold, then you can marry my hot son. Ooh, okay, bet. And so they cleaned out the room and they put 50 times as much straw as they did on the first day. And so, she's like, okay, I got this. And she started to try and spin the straw into gold, but she couldn't do it. She wasn't the little man. And so she decided to sit in the corner and just wait for the little man to show up again. But he didn't show up. And there was only an hour until they'd come and see that she couldn't do it, and she wouldn't get to marry the hot son. And so she just started to cry. And of course, the little man came through the mouse hole and was like, bestie, why are you crying? No, that's bad. And so it's like, do you see how much gold there is? I have an hour left, and I can't do that. You know what? Fine. I will do it, but you need to give me your firstborn child, okay? I call the shots. You give me the child, and I will give you what you want, okay? Okay. And so he turned all the straw into gold in an hour. And she was just kind of shocked because bro was moving at the speed of light, basically. But there was all the gold, and the king was going to be very satisfied. And so the king showed up. It's like, okay, son, you're hopefully gonna get married today, and we're gonna be extra rich to pay for your wedding. And so, yeah, we'll open the door, and lo and behold, hey, guess what? There was a whole lot of gold. And so the girl and the prince got married, and they had a child, their firstborn son. And the little man showed up one day and took the child. And the girl's like, no, I want my son back. Give me my son back. You're the one that traded it. You traded this child. It's like, oh, I know. But it's my child, and I've actually gotten quite attached to it, and it's gotten attached to me. Well, fine. If you can guess my name, then you win. I'll give you 10 guesses every week for a month. And if you don't get my name, then I keep the son. Okay? Okay. What are your first 10 guesses? Jeremy. No. Jerry. No. Larry. No. Terry. No. Bob. No. George? No. Muhammad. No. Tom? No. John, no. Adam, no. That was your 10 guesses for the week. See you next week. And so, the girl frantically searched around for names. And so, the next week she tried names like Joaquin and Ernest, but none of them. And so, it was the day before the last time she would ever guess the names. And she was scared. She had tried every single name. She looked through books of names, but there were none. So one day she went out into the town to be sad. And she saw the little man skipping around. And he was singing, I am Rumplestiltskin, I am Rumplestiltskin, she'll never guess it, I'll have the princeling. And so she heard his name, Rumplestiltskin. And so the next day she showed up and was like, okay, Ernesto. No. She gave her other 8 names. No, 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 no. And then the last name. Okay, this is the last name. I'm gonna take your son. Okay, Rumpelstiltskin. The end.